Happy Sunday, Sunday, folks. It's just us beautiful scoops this evening, so we're glad you're here. We're just going to have a little fun today. But tonight, we're going to play What's the Worst That Can Happen? Now, I haven't told the ladies much about this. I'm kind of just creating this game now, right? So I came up with a few things that I put through AI. What's the worst that can happen? And there are, I don't know, let's see. There are 42 of these. So there's 42 things that we can discuss on what's the worst that can happen. So I'm going to randomly pick, or whoever wants to go first. And I want you to pick a number 1 through 42, and then we're going to talk about it. So who wants to go first, ladies? I haven't read these. I've maybe read 1 or 2 of them, just so you know.
This is going to be interesting. I'm excited. I feel like we're going to learn a little bit about each other.
Yeah.
Things that we might not know about each other after all these years. Let's go with, that's my drum roll. I don't know if you can hear it.
I heard it.
Let's go with 13.
13.
Yeah.
13. All right. So 13 says, what if you had to give a TED Talk, but it was on the most useless topic ever? You're booked to give a TED Talk, but the topic is completely absurd, like how to fold a fitted sheet 500 different ways, or the history of glitter. How do you prepare? And would you turn it into the most mind-blowing talk ever?
Ooh.
Useless TED Talk.
A useless TED Talk. I mean, no matter how useless, we always find something useful. I mean, look at the dollar store.
Oh man, I love the dollar store. I can go crazy at the dollar store, especially when it comes to containers. I have a container problem.
But you're so organized. That's not a problem. That's like very thorough, and it's good. It's a good thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, we all have our cups this evening. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Yes.
Useless
All
TED
right.
Talk. I don't know. I find paper clips super useless.
Do you?
I do.
Why do
I
they have
do.
paper clips and staples? Is it so you don't have, if you need to take it apart?
You read my mind. Well, and like binder clips. Binder clips are so much better than paper clips because they're less bendy. They don't lose their form. So,
But paper clips is for less and it doesn't leave a mark, and so you don't have to rip it apart.
but they're so hard to handle. Like they always like hook together and lose their
So-
shape and their form.
Would you give a TED Talk on how useless paper clips are, or how to use
Yes.
paper clips?
I would give a TED Talk on doing away with paper clips because they are useless and they pinch and they hurt you. And if they get stuck under your nail when you're digging in your drawer for one, it's very painful. They're useless. They're absolutely useless. I don't like them at all.
What would my TED Talk be on? What if you had to give TED Talk the most useless topic ever? Okay.
Nipples on
Maybe-
an elbow.
Oh, yeah. What's up with that?
People that get on my nerves.
What about why men have nipples?
Why
That
do
goes
they?
hand in hand with nipples and people who get on our nerves. We could tie the two together. Some.
Elbow nipples, and why do men have nipples?
I think there is a scientific reason why men have nipples. I just don't recall what it is. All right. I don't know. That
I don't
wasn't
know.
as
This one's
fun.
kind of hard. This one's kind of
Okay.
hard. I don't know.
Savvy, pick a number. 1 through whatever I said, 42, 43.
7.
The number of completion, ma'am. All right, 7. What if you could travel anywhere in time, but you could only go to random, boring moments? You get in a time machine, but it only takes you to a random, insignificant moment, like the moment your great-great-grandfather was waiting in line at the post office. How would you make it best? Make the best of these historical snooze fests. I would love to run into my great-great-grandfather waiting at the post office, first and foremost.
I'm going to be honest. You know how much I love history. So standing in a boring post office staring at everybody, I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God.
The fashion.
Interview everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, the fashion, the just meeting somebody so far back in time that's related to me. Like I have questions.
Like, what's your
Conversations
story?
with random
Yeah.
people in the store today.
Oh yeah, you're a social butterfly. First of
That's
all,
good.
what did postage? Oh, my dad has a postcard at his house, and the postcard only says the city and state and the person's name on it. Nothing else. It's so old, they didn't even have numbers. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah.
Just the name, the city, and the state.
Yeah, I don't think it would be. I think it would be fun. I think that would be
Absolutely.
fun.
I'd want to go to dinner. I want to meet my great-great-grandmother. I want to see if I look like any of them, what they're going through, where
How they
they
get
live.
around, what shoes they wear.
Everything. I
Yeah.
think it would be fantastic.
Mhm.
Even if, I think that would be a fantastic, just to
Time
hop back
travel.
in time. Yeah. Currency. How much is this post office stamp right now?
I know.
A cent
Mm-hmm.
or a loaf of bread? You know? Anyway, I'm going to pick, and I'm just scrolling as you can see, I'm going to pick 23. What would you do if your shadow had a mind of its own?
Oh,
Your shadow
gosh.
starts doing its own thing, following you when it feels like it, randomly making faces at people or trying to escape from you. Would you try to chase it down or become best friends with it?
I think I'd be best friends with my
I think I'm already best friends. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been together for, I don't know, 47 years.
I
We're
don't
pretty
like
tight.
conflict. I'd have to have a best friend shadow. I don't like conflict. No, thank you. I
No.
don't want to chase it down.
But if my shadow was like my best friend and being a Leo as we are, how much trouble is she going to get me into? Because if I already have a resting bitch face and she could make faces, what if she was like the one who said the things that I was too scared to say or I just didn't want to say because there's this society that women can't say, we got to be quiet or whatever. And she's like, oh no, girl, I'm going to talk. She's going to get me in trouble. I think my shadow would get me in trouble. And she's so much thinner than me already. Isn't she?
There's like this jealousy factor then.
Right. Like
Yeah, our shadows are definitely
I
thinner.
love watching my shadow saunter. She's so much thinner than me. God bless her. I don't know. There might be some conflict, Lena. You might be onto something. You're like, girl, get back in your place. Get behind me where you belong.
Oh, I think I'd use my shadow to my advantage somehow, like my best friend, and just try to have conversations about how we can be like, I don't know, just make life better for ourselves and for others. Like, okay, you do that. You go help that person over here. I'm going to do this, or you go do that and I'll do this. Let's separate for just a minute, but let's stay linked. Like almost be like Elastigirl. Do you remember that movie? What was it called?
The Incredibles.
The Incredibles. Yeah. Where she can like stretch in two different directions and like help people and like gather all the children because like her arms. Like I think I would use my shadow as an extension of myself to be like a superhero. That would be cool.
Wow, that's a great answer. And now mine feels very lame. What about you, Savvy?
Oh, my shadow would be my best friend. I don't know, it'd be my doppelganger.
Would you have to keep her in line?
Probably, because she probably would be my wild side.
Yeah, that's how I picture mine too.
Wilder
Wilder, I
side.
know.
Wilder side.
All right, Lena, you're up. What number do you want?
Let's go with 15.
15 says, what if you were forced to be a superhero, but you could only have ridiculous, useless powers? You've
What's the point?
chosen to save the world, but superpower is that you can make any object temporarily glow in the dark. It's an example. How would you fight villains with such a completely unhelpful ability? Would you save the day with light?
Absolutely. Everything gets saved with light. I mean, come on, Christians. Yes, I think that would be an awesome superpower to make everything glow. That would be great. The question is tricky though, because like you can't have a useless superpower and you can't be a superhero if you don't have a power that is useful at some extent in order to be full and like fight crime, right? I don't know. No, I like the idea of being able to create light. I like that a lot.
And that's just an example. I wonder what other, superpower, because that's hard to think because when you think of a superpower, you're thinking powerful. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Everything sounds powerful. Everything that I can think of sounds.
I guess something powerful that would kind of be useless if I could create like lightning, if I could create lightning bolts, I think that'd be pretty cool.
But what would you do?
But what would I do? That's why I guess would be useless because yes, I would have the power to like make lightning or like shoot bolts. But like, what good does it do? Like, how is that helpful? Like, how would that make me a superhero other than just having a power that is kind of useless?
Cool.
But I think it'd be cool. Your wheels are turning. You're like, what would I want?
I know. I can't think of anything because I think it's perspective, right? What I might think is useless might be something that somebody else would be like, oh, that'd be a great power to have. Like creating light or glowing. I can light up every room. When the power goes out, can light up every room. Don't need a candle or something useless. Like you could change your clothes with your mind or whatever. Somebody might be like, no, I want to pick my own clothes or I don't know, something stupid. I don't know, but it might be great for somebody else to be able to do it. My superpower to give birth to children without the pain.
Ooh.
That would be a superpower I would sign up for.
And I wonder how many women would be okay with that. I heard a thing where they said women were crazy. And he's like, you never hear a guy get kicked in the junk and be like, oh, a couple years later, go ahead and do that to me again. But we're like, this hurts really bad, but I want to have another baby in a couple of years. It's true.
You forget the pain though. I feel like you forget the pain. Like, you know that you went through pain, but then you have this beautiful being that's a little bit of you and a little bit of your spouse, your person. and the memory of that pain just goes away. Like you just don't. I mean, I remember that it hurt. I remember like the anxiety of it and like the fear of it. But mostly when I think about the birth of my 4 children, I think about what I felt once I met my baby. I don't really remember like the feelings
It was that
leading up to
immediate
it.
push. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just
It's
such a
that
release.
immediate moment right after. Yes.
I like that. That's beautiful. All right, whose turn is it?
Mine.
Savvy.
I'm going to go with 8. New beginnings.
Okay. 8 says, what would happen if you had to live as a vampire for 1 week, but you were allergic to blood? You get the classic vampire upgrade, except blood makes you break out in hives. What do? Only drink tomato juice? Become the world's most awkward vampire? Do you just retire and try to bend in the light in the night owl? Blend in as a night owl. Ooh, if I could be a vampire for 1 week, can I eat anything else?
I don't know. Edward and them did.
The Lost Boys?
No, but they had like animal blood. They didn't
Yeah, but
feed
it was
on
like
humans.
it was like synthetic, or like True Blood. It was synthetic blood. Like they weren't drinking real blood. It was synthetic and True Blood. So
I don't find any. No, I guess I could find a plus of being a vampire for a week. I'd be super fast.
I know. What's wrong?
I would have an excellent sense of smell, which I think I already do. What else comes with being a vampire? I mean, the aging thing's not going to happen because it's only a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be up for.
You would have
what
your
would I do? What would I
nails.
do for 7 days of not sleeping? Oh my gosh!
see everything in the world.
I would see everything.
I would
I'd
run
as
really
as
fast from.
I could.
I like that we're all about the running.
That's what I would do.
I think I'd
would
go to
run as
a
fast
club.
as I can. I'd stay up, and then after on the 8th day, I would rest.
I would go dancing every night
That's
all
funny.
around the world.
Oh, would you run? the
Where
big
is
red?
it 10 p.m. and the club is just starting to and I just dance for 7 days. Do vampires get tired?
No, they don't.
So I would
Only when they
dance
didn't drink blood, though. Only
my
when
booty
they
off
didn't
for 7 days. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then I'd be like fit and leaner and toner because I would have been dancing for 7 days. And I'd want to learn like all the dances all around the world and run from continent to continent.
I wonder if they're great swimmers. 1 week, that's all I need. All right, so I'm going to pick 4. 4 says, what if every time you said a lie, you were forced to sing it out loud in a public place? Imagine you tell a little white lie and suddenly burst into song in front of an audience. No, I haven't eaten the last cookie. Suddenly become a Broadway-style solo in the middle of a coffee shop.
I love it.
How long would you last without telling white lies? No. 1, I can't carry a tune. It's going to be the most honest I've ever been. Ever. And there's no time bound on this one either. So it just says, what if every time you said a lie, you're forced to, I ate the last cookie? I don't know.
Do pick my nose.
Oh, where did your cookie go?
I really think you're ugly. Your baby is really cute.
That's mean.
Hey, we all know it. Yeah. It's a cute baby.
We call those kind of babies precious.
Right.
Precious. That's funny.
Okay, so for the audience, I want you to picture. I can just imagine Lena getting up and dancing right now because she just likes. Actually, both these ladies like to dance. I can see you guys jumping into chorus and actually throwing a little hip hop dance with this. Like Savvy might do a little twerk, Lena might do a little spin, all while confessing their lie.
That's
My vocal
funny.
cords would hurt.
Yeah, that's funny. What are some white lies?
When people say, "How are you doing?" and you're like, "I'm good."
That's a little white lie.
I think it is, because do we genuinely ask that question because we really care? Or is it just something to ask as out of politeness? No, I'm not doing good. I'm doing horrible. And you bust out in song because you lied. That's a white lie. And I almost want to be like the next stranger that asks me, "Hi, how are you doing today?" Girl, let me tell you.
Do you
How
really
is
want to
that
know?
Ready? Look, you ready for a therapy session? Did you
We
want to
should
be my
sit down.
therapist today?
Have a seat, please. Because I don't want to bust out in song and dance.
How honest would we be if we had to tell our little white lies out in song in public? How honest would that make us?
Remember the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey?
Mm-hmm. Such a good one.
That
It was a good one.
It is a good one.
All
It
right.
is a good one.
Lena, you go.
18.
All right. 18 says, what would happen if you had to live in a musical for 1 week, but you couldn't sing or dance. You're stuck in a world where everyone breaks into spontaneous song and dance, but you can't carry a tune or do a single pirouette. How would you survive while everyone else is dancing around you in perfect harmony? Oh, I'd lose my mind.
I'd be the Grinch.
I would find a way to orchestrate.
Look at you, how positive you are.
I would find a way to be the conductor.
Conductor.
Yeah. Is that the right word?
For orchestra, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be
Yeah.
the producer, the director.
I'd find a way, the producer, the director, the cinematographer, the videographer, the person that picks the music, that picks the show tunes.
Yeah. Huh.
That would be fun.
I can't stand musicals.
That would be so
I'd lose
fun.
my mind. I'd have to put some headphones on.
You don't like musicals?
You don't like musicals?
Okay,
What?
some musicals I like, but I will say I saw Phantom of the Opera and I found it was one of the best. I took Monique to see The Secret Garden. It was really good. I also took her to see.
Secret Garden was a musical?
They
No,
made
that's
it
not a
a
musical.
Was it just
Really?
a play?
It was just a
Maybe it
play.
was just a play. But the one that was a musical was the one with Mitch Trenchbolt. What was her name? What was that movie?
Madeline
Uh,
or Matilda.
Matilda?
that was
yeah.
a musical. That was good.
Huh. But what about like movie musicals,
you
like
guys
High School
remember-
I'm not
Musical?
a fan
Cats?
of movie musicals. I'm a fan of in-person musicals.
I love
Cats
Cats.
was
It's
great.
amazing.
Jolly
Yeah.
Cats. Remember the song? I love that musical.
I like the song Memories. That's my favorite one.
Chicago.
Haven't seen it.
Chicago, the musical,
I
that
haven't
was
seen
amazing.
Chicago.
One of the best ones I've seen most recently is Hamilton by
Hamilton, undeniable. Yes, it's so good. Or like West Side Story, Outsiders. What was the other one that came right after Hamilton? Lots of the similar actors.
Did you guys ever see Wicked?
Wicked, yeah. Not
so
on stage, but the movies.
With
yeah.
Hamilton, forgot I was in a musical. I forgot I was an audience member.
Mm.
I was so pulled in by that musical. I was so moved by it. I forgot where I was at. It was amazing performance.
Hmm.
The actors were amazing. Watched it. Yeah, I watched it in Denver. So good.
Nice.
I did a musical in college and I thought it was really fun. I sang Shy. Carol Burnett sang it back in the 60s, 70s, I think it was. It was really fun.
What was the musical?
Would you like to go ahead and sing it for us now?
What was it? What was the musical?
What was it? Sarah Jessica Parker played in it too. What was the musical? Something about the pirates.
I don't know what
It's
that is.
something Shy. It goes, I'm so shy and I know why. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
In high school, the musical we did was Second Street. And that was like a lot of tap dancing. It was so fun. It was just the funnest musical ever. It was so good. Because, of course, you have like The Music Man and Fiddler on the Roof and like all those other high school musicals that you do. Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, like all the traditional ones. But Second Street was just like, it was so fun. So much singing and dancing and it was huge, like a huge production. There's so many of us on stage all at the same time. And the energy was incredible. I would do it all over again.
Wow.
And I didn't even have a main part. It was just super fun. Super
I
duper
will
fun.
say that I have watched Fiddler on the Roof, the movie musical.
Hmm.
Absolutely enjoyed. Tradition, tradition.
I knew you were going to do
Love,
that.
if I were a rich man. It was great. I love.
See,
I
you like
love
musicals,
musicals.
Shannon. You can't say you don't
Maybe
like
I
musicals.
do. Maybe
you
I
do.
do.
You
Maybe
do.
I was telling a white. All right, I'm going to go with the very second to the last, which is 41. What would you do if you had to solve a mystery, but you could only use items found in your purse? You've been thrust into solving a mystery, but you could only use the random things you have in your purse. You have a broken pin, an expired coupon, and half a protein bar. How do you solve this crime? I thought we were talking about my purse. Like I would solve a mystery with what's in my purse.
I was getting ready to say.
I know.
I'll
I was going to
solve.
say, I have a lot of stuff in my purse.
What are you solving with again?
A broken pin, an expired coupon, and half a protein bar.
Well, I guess if I eat the protein bar, that'll give me energy to think.
Well, maybe the broken pin was a murder weapon and the rest of the pin is in somebody's neck or something. I don't know. An expired coupon, a place of intent. Maybe they were supposed to go to, I don't know.
Wait,
Well,
does
the
this make
things
you
that
the
you
murderer,
do.
though, if you have these things in your purse? Mystery solved.
That's right, because it says your purse. That's right. Half a protein bar. I don't know. I don't like this one so much.
That's funny, though.
All right, let's do one more. Lena, you start. We're back to you.
3.
So let's see what 3 says. It says, what if you found out that you were actually an alien disguise? You've been living your life as a human, but one day you uncover the truth. You're an alien sent on a secret mission. What would you do? Would you go back to your house, your home planet, start a viral TikTok to tell everyone the truth, or just keep living as if nothing is weird?
Didn't that happen in Men in Black?
What would I do?
The girl worked
No.
at the pizza parlor. Yeah, she worked at the pizza parlor, and she was an alien. She didn't know. Remember, they were looking for the light of the light of Zartha or something like that.
Was it the first one?
No, that was
I don't
the one
remember.
when Kay fell in love with the girl from the pizza. She fell. Yeah, it was the second one. It was the second one because the woman from Desperate Housewives played in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
the light of
yeah.
Zartha.
I'm going to have to watch that.
That's funny. That's funny.
This would be a hard one for me because I want to go check out the planet. But if I'm an alien now and I'm no longer a human, what are my children? I don't want to leave my kids.
Aliens.
Well, then they get to come with me.
Hmm.
Did we create a bunch of half-breeds?
Yeah.
Are they
Oh
going to
my
be able
God.
to breathe on my home planet?
Uh,
Like, I want to check it out. Show me.
Are they citizens or are they?
Are we going to get deported when we get there? I mean, what's happening here?
I think that I would just choose to live in denial. Be like, no, you're wrong. I'm human. This is you've made a mistake.
So you would do the Matrix. Ignorance
Check again. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'd run.
Curious.
I
Run away.
think I would be a sexy alien.
Would you tell everybody?
No.
You wouldn't tell her?
I'd keep on living normal life.
Yeah.
I look like
That's-
everyone else,
stay
so they
human.
wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Where's your guys' adventure?
Why do I need to tell you if I'm alien or not?
No, you wouldn't want to go to your home planet?
I would, but I would still look like I was a human.
No, I wouldn't want to go to my home
They didn't
planet
say you
because
should. It did.
if I look like a human, what if people on my home planet didn't accept me?
What if you could come out of your skin and go back to your home planet? I don't know. I want to see what's out there. Do you know how fascinated I am that if there's really an ice wall and another world beyond the ice wall, I'm fascinated. Like, what is beyond it if that is true?
I think it's where you know what I think.
I guess I'm a ignorance is bliss kind of gal. Sorry. Boring.
I get it. I think I skipped you, Savvy, so you have to pick a number. I think I chose. It was Lena and then me. It was supposed to be me.
Okay. 12.
What would you do if you woke up one morning and your pets could suddenly talk, but they only want to discuss conspiracy theories?
Oh, we would have a blast. If only the audience knew that's what we were talking about before this.
Before we hit record.
You know what? We might even just end this conversation right here, okay? Your dog now wants to talk about Bigfoot, and your cat is convinced the moon landing was staged. How would you handle the sudden flood of weird pet conspiracies? And would you try to convince them otherwise? No, I would not. I believe that the
wouldn't.
moon landing was staged. I do.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, tell me your secrets because you guys hear and know everything.
Everything. Yeah.
When the TV's like we're passed out and the TV's still on and they understand code, or they say cats and dogs can see things. Who's talking to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they telling you? What do you guys think Bigfoot exists?
I don't
You
think
know, I do. Listen. The Bible speaks about leviathans and all kind of stuff. There's got to be a chupacabra. Like literally, there's stuff going on in this world where you've got praying mantises eating the female praying mantis eating the male. There's got to be weird stuff out there. I just believe that God is, I just told my kids the other day, he's strange. He's strange. God is a strange God. We will never be able to understand his thinking. How is it that the angels are going to have like thousands of eyeballs standing next to us as we praise him? What is that? That's a strange God. His creation, we are strange. If you look at us as a, and this is just me. If you look at us as humans, we are strange. We all have individualities that are different, think differently. We do weird things. I mean, like, why wouldn't
different?
Yeah, why wouldn't there be a Bigfoot or a Yeti or, a five-webbed toad creature? I mean, like, he's just that way. Like, even, I don't know, he's just created so much that I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, and there are things that are supposed to be a mystery. There are things that we're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know everything. There is supposed to be a wondering in everything.
What did they say? We've only explored 5% of the ocean. Just
and we only use 8% of our brain. Like
just wrap your mind about what can be in that ocean. how deep the ocean goes, we haven't even touched the surface. They're talking about sirens and how sirens enticed sailors to jump into the water.
You got to hear what the mermaids, are you kidding? Mermaids that draw in and
Sirens.
seduce.
That's what they do.
They call them, they call them mermaids in Jamaica.
Just we don't know. Some things that we thought were conspiracies are now coming to light that are actually facts. So I don't know. We talked about the treaty in Antarctica before, Savvy. Like, why is that the only treaty that every country can agree on? What's there?
Something that no one has the capability of getting to. I think it's the tree of life.
Yeah.
And I think it's surrounded by angels and they can't get past. I think that they found something, another portal of some sort, something. Yes, we ended on the right topic. Conspiracy, conspiracy, conspiracy.
We can do a whole, I don't know. Like you said,
and I stand behind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Like you said, God is creative, and we're probably never going to have all the answers, Carolina.
We're not supposed to. Yeah.
Why have all the answers? Why should we have all the answers?
There's supposed to be a wondering. There's supposed to be.
We were entitled. Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone wants to be entitled. Yeah, everyone wants to be entitled to know everything and have the answers for everything and have the solution for everything behind our little screens. We've got the whole world figured out, and we can all make the world a better place because we just know everything. We have the answers to everything. No, we don't. And we're not supposed to.
In this case, sometimes ignorance can be bliss because sometimes you dig and you find things that you didn't really want to find, and changes everything.
And if we would just dwell in the goodness, how good could things be? How happy could we be if we just dwelled in the goodness and in the joy and in the light and in the beauty?
Amen to that. Well, that was kind of fun, ladies. I am glad that we kind of did that kind of off the wall because, we're missing some scoops tonight. So one of the topics we want to talk about, we wanted everybody to be here. So we just kind of threw this out there. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed stopping on that conspiracy. But I think my favorite one tonight was the time machine.
Yes.
I would love to go have a conversation with my ancestors.
Yes.
Me too.
That would be amazing.
Even if we didn't even have the opportunity to talk with our ancestors, just to go back in time and experience, be a fly on the wall and just watch how everything transpired, because there's so much in history. I love history. I would love to go back in time and just watch. That's why Back to the Future is my favorite movie. My favorite sequel.
That was a good one.
Trilogy, not sequel, trilogy.
I would want to go back in time with somebody, though. Not my kids. I wouldn't go back with like one of you ladies. I don't want to go by myself. And I'm pretty brave, but I don't want to go by myself. I need somebody to like watch my back. I need somebody to converse. Let's talk about this. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Let's go here. Let's go there. Like, I want to go on that adventure with somebody. That would just be so much fun.
There's this episode series. I think it was on Netflix tonight. I'm not going to remember what it's called, but it's about a daughter that can jump into a pond and she time travels. And the only person that she knows that she can do that is her best friend. So she's best friends with the same person in present time, and then best friends with that person also when she time travels, whether it's into the future or into the past. And she gets to see like how her parents have met, how her little brother had like disappeared. And so she starts time traveling by going into this pond, trying to figure out her little brother's disappearance. And it turns out that the little brother is also time traveling, and they're just traveling at different times, never at the same time.
Good.
And it's into a pond.
Wow.
Yes, I have to find it because I don't think that it was like picked up. I think it was only like one season, and maybe it just wasn't popular enough, so they didn't keep showing it. I'm pretty sure it was on Netflix.
All right,
but it's like super cheesy. It's like the whole reason that you watch television. I don't like watching movies and television that are like realistic. I like watching movies and television that is like totally far from reality, like things that would never really happen, like, and so I love cheesy movies like that with not necessarily even good acting, but it was just very entertaining.
I'm going to look for that. I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm hooked.
I'll look for it. I'll look through like my previously watched. I'll go through it and send it out.
All right, ladies, it was a joy seeing you guys tonight. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And think of some crazy off-the-wall things. Let us know. Chat with us. Our comments, like, share, subscribe. Happy Sunday Sunday.
Happy Sunday Sunday.